Hi guys, I'm going to be showing you my makeup routine. Starting off with the Smashbox Primer Water, just spraying that through my face and making sure that my skin soaks that up so that my makeup stays as long as it can. And I'm going to be going in with the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. This is a concealer and a foundation, but I just really like this for concealer. And what I'm doing here as a technique is applying it in all the high points of my face, so under my eyes, and I'm creating a little bit of a lift when I apply on the side of my eyes. I don't know how to explain that. And a little bit on my forehead, down my nose, and on my chin. Another thing that I like to do is if I have a couple of blemishes, I'll go ahead and just cover those up very lightly. And another thing that I like to do is allow this concealer to set in for a couple of seconds to maybe like a minute. It's gonna really help when you blend it out. It's gonna come out very flawless. And I just really like to take my time with my sponge and make sure that I'm blending out everything. No creases. Once I've already gone in with the sponge for a couple of minutes, however long it takes me here, I like to go in with a brush, and this is kind of a lighter brush, and I just like to buff everything out, make sure everything is blended. This is my Morphe brush. I will link it down below so it's easier for you guys, but I just make sure everything is nice and blended, anything that the sponge didn't do. Moving on to the next step, this is the key. I like to spray the setting spray between my makeup routine. Then the next step is contour concealer. So basically I just get a darker shade of concealer. This is the LA Girl. I really love this concealer. And I will have the name linked down below. And what I'm doing is just contouring lightly my face. Since this is a light contour shade, it's not going to do anything harsh. So I really like this because it's kind of on the lighter shade of contouring. It's not anything harsh, and I just like to do it on my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, and a little bit under my lip. This kind of gives a little effect that I really like. And I'm going in with my Real Technique brush and just lightly blending that out, making sure that this is really blended out. Something about this product is that you need to work a little bit quick, because if it settles in too much, it's a little bit hard to blend. Taking my time as I'm blending this out, making sure that everything is truly blend out. We don't want any harsh lines in our makeup, so just taking my time blending it out. Also, this product is buildable, so if you need a little bit of more, you can go ahead and apply some more and just blend. As you can see, I'm adding a little bit more of product just because I feel like I needed a little bit of more product. So very buildable, you can do to your liking. Once I've already finished with all my cream products, I'm gonna go in with my translucent setting powder from Laura Mercier. This product is such a nice powder. It just really gives a nice like soft canvas look. My skin just looks very smooth and I love this powder. So I'm just applying that basically everywhere on my face, making sure that I get it under my eyes so that there's no creases on my eyelids, everywhere. Now I'm going to be grabbing a different brush, just a big fluffy brush, and just lightly making sure that everything is blended out with the powder and that there's no like residue powder on my face. Now I'm going to be going in with my Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. If you guys know, you know. I'm just going to get a fluffy brush and just bronze up my face, my cheekbones, my nose, like the sides of my nose, under my lip. I also like to apply a little bit on my eyelids. I'm going to be doing eyeshadow later, but I really love this. Moving on to blush, I am using the Buxom blush. I'm applying this to the apple of my cheeks. However, I like to apply it a little bit upward to give me a very lifted cheekbone look. I also like to apply this on my nose just a little bit, like on the center. I love how that looks. I think it looks very cute and very nice. I feel like I look a little bit awake. I look alive. I love how it looks. And then now I'm going to be going in with a different contour bronzing powder. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess, and I'm just getting a contour brush. However, with the contouring powder here from Tarte and the brush that I'm using, it's a little bit more sculpted. It's going to give you a nicer sculpted look if that's what you're going for. Again, when I'm filming or if I'm going out, I like my makeup, let's say, to structure my face a little bit more, so it kind of like sculpts you out and looks nice and snatched. And then I'm going to be going in with a brush that doesn't have any product, and I'm just going to buff everything out. Just gonna blend, because we don't want anything harsh or anything like that. Now I'm going to be using the Dermablend banana powder in order to bake my face. So I'm doing this under my cheekbones, on the sides of my nose, a little bit under my eyes, and on my forehead. This is going to be doing two things. It's going to be sculpting my face, making sure I look a little bit more snatched, and it's also gonna brighten under my eyes as well. Gonna get a fluffy brush. We're not letting the powder sit on my face for too long, something very quick. And we're just gonna blend out, make sure that everything looks nice. Now I'm gonna be moving on to eyeshadow, and I'm using this Anastasia palette. I'm starting off with the ginger shade, and I'm gonna be blending this out throughout my crease. Since I did use the bronzer kind of like a base color, just very lightly, this ginger shade is also just going to be able to create that nice crease color that we need to start off with. So then we can go on to the darker browns, but I'm really going to take my time making sure that I'm focusing this brown all over my lid and just blending it throughout the crease. The next shade that I'm going to go in with is Edges. I'm going to be focusing this on the outer parts of my crease and slowly start blending it in very lightly. What I like to do is also get a different brush and just start blending it in. Once I have that new brush that doesn't have any product, what I like to do is really just diffuse both of these colors into my crease. Just give it a good blend for a while, making sure that there's no harsh lines. I also like to apply this shade on my lash line just so that it looks nice and cohesive in the eye. Now I'm going to be going in with the shade Credit. I'm going to be using this thin liner brush, and I'm going to be doing a smoky wing. I definitely need to take my time with this because sometimes it's a little difficult, but I really like to use brown eyeshadow as a smoked eyeliner look. Honestly, it doesn't have to be very perfect, but I just make sure that I'm applying it closest to my lash line to really give it that like liner effect. And once I finish this, I like to go in with another brush and just blend it all out. It looks kind of like smoky and the line isn't too defined, which I like. The brush that I use to diffuse the shades in my crease, I like to grab that brush again and just make sure that everything is blended once I do the liner, because sometimes the liner is a little bit harsh. I just like to blend it out and it gives such a smoky look. I also like to pay attention on the inner corners and making it as close to my lash line as possible. This is also going to make your lashes look a lot fuller, which is what I've noticed. Now from this same palette, I'm going to be grabbing the shade Soleil, and I'm just going to be putting that on my lid. It adds such a nice sparkly shade, and I'm using a flat brush. This is really going to help pack on the shade. You can also do this with your finger. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab the brush that I use for my crease shade, and I'm going to be grabbing the brush that I use for my crease shade and just making sure that there's no harsh division between the gold shade that we just packed on and the color of the crease. So we're just giving it a quick blend. Next, I'm going to be moving on to mascara. I'm curling my lashes. I'm going to be using two different mascaras. I love to do this. I love to use a combination of mascaras. I am using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. What I like to do is blink as I am turning the wand like inward so that my inner lashes are nice and full, but then also the outermost part of my lashes look very full as well. But as you can see, I'm just blinking, and this just makes sure that you get the full lash. I like to really pack this on, and I just like to take my time and blink and just kind of wiggle the wand upward. This is what I like to do. I like to focus on the outer parts of my eye and then also focus on the inner part of my eye as well, just so that the lash looks very full and I get that volume that I really like. Now I'm going to be adding the Benefit Roller Ball Mascara. I really like this mascara and the shape of the wand. Just the combination of these two mascaras are really good, and I just feel like the Lash Paradise gives it that volume. And the Benefit Roller Ball gives my lashes the length that it needs. I'm going to be doing the same thing, just wiggling up and blinking. Then I'm just going to be applying a little bit of the leftover product that I have of the shade Credit and just putting that on my lower lash line. Next, I'm going to be using the Essence Brow Gel and just brushing this through my brow. I don't like to add a lot of product in my eyebrows. And the next step that I'm going to be doing is adding highlight. This is from the Carly by Belle palette. I don't know if this is still available. This is like a really old palette, but this highlight shade is just so amazing, and I love to add it on the high points of my cheekbones, a little bit on my cupid's bow, and down my nose. I like to grab the white highlighter and put it in the inner corners of my eye, my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my brow bone. Now I'm going to be aligning my lips with this Essence liner. I'm pretty sure they discontinued this liner, but it's just like a nude liner. I'm just going in with my Fenty gloss. And this is the final results. I really hope that you guys enjoy. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment what video you want to see next. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.